learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Right? So it is the India's most sincere learning destination. Why? Because we try harder each and every day, right? Okay, so what are our general features in Swiflearn? Let us find out first, right? So all the classes in Swiflearn are 100% live and interactive classes, right? So you can ask any sort of doubt, any sort of confusion in the classes only, and the teacher will explain everything in the class. Right. Secondly, we give personalized attention to each and every students of our batches, because our batches consist of maximum number of 6 students and not more than that. So it is very easy for you to interact with us, as well as we can also keep a track on you. We can keep an eye with you, so that we can find out how you are learning, where you are lagging, and accordingly we will give you the feedback so that you will improve yourself, right? Yes. Now coming to the third point which we have, that is, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track on the students progress and accordingly give you the feedback so that you can improve yourself, right? And the fourth thing which we have is, we continuously cover whatever syllabus is there in your school examination as per your school examination schedule. So you can request for any sort of thing, like any topic which you need to learn before, because it is there in your school examination but not there, but not it is happening in Swiflearn. So you can request this type of things, and we can go through those topic first, and then we will move on to the rest of the topics. So this type of custom request also we handle, and if you have any other type of request also, you can please do it, and we will try our best to fulfill all of your demands, right? So these are the general features of Swiflearn, and let us now find out what are the key features of Swiflearn. So first of all, we maintain a detailed progress report of each and every students. So in the progress report, there are all the different things are included, like how you are understanding everything, all the topic in the class, how you are performing in the class, how you are writing down the homework, how you are submitting the homework, in which topic you are already perfect, everything is prepared for your school examination or the board examination, and which are the topic where you are lagging, and so you need more improvement on those topics. So everything is there in the detailed progress report, and you will get it in the different intervals, so that you will be able to find out what where you are lagging, and you can improve yourself, right? Secondly, we have the SATs, that is the Swiflearn Academic Test Series, where you can perform every Saturday, Sunday, and you will be able to understand where you are standing, right? You will be able to find out your rank within whole India, right? Thirdly, you can take unlimited practice test after completing each and every topic, right, of all the subjects. So in this practice test, there are various types of questions which will include both the objective as well as the subjective questions. So in case of objective, you can get like the MCQs type of questions, true, false, one word, match the column, filling the blanks. These are the different types of questions which you will get, and you can write down the answer. As well as we have the subjective test for your school examination. So before going to the school exam, you can write down the answer, you can submit those answer along with the diagrams and the different equation or graphs wherever it is needed, and we have a very good team of teacher who will check and give you the tips about how to write down the answer according to the marks, so that you can score better, right? So to experience all these features of Swiflearn, what you have to do, please book a free trial class, and the admission is going on for the new sessions now. So please book a free trial class, and you will be able to experience all these features of Swiflearn. So stay with Swiflearn, learn with us, and please like, comment, and share this video. So I guess most of you have already subscribed our channel. So those who have not subscribed it yet, please subscribe our channel in YouTube and press the bell icon. Never forget to press the bell icon, because this will help you to become updated with all the different upcoming classes or upcoming sessions of Swiflearn, right? So stay with Swiflearn and learn with Swiflearn. So now let us move on to the topic. So as you already know that we have started with the class 6th topic, that is water, right? So we have already done one of the session of water, so today is the second session. So we have already learned a lot about the water in the previous session. So let me find out what we have already studied in the previous session. First of all, we studied what is the need of the water. Do you remember? We have mentioned a lot of work, what how water is needed in all the different daily activities throughout the day and night. Without water, we will not be able to survive at all, right? All the living organism, whether it is a plant or a microorganism or an animal, everyone need water for their survival, right? So we can say that water is the basic need for each and every living organisms, right? So we have already studied about the need of water, as well as we have already studied about the different sources of water. So if we can just divide the water into two main parts, like the salty water and the fresh water, we have also studied which one is the World Water Day, and what is the need for conserving the water, what is how we should save the water or conserve the water, or sustainable development or sustainable management of the water also we have studied in the previous session. Do you remember all of them, right? Okay, so let us now find out what we will study today. So in today's session, we will mainly focus on the water cycle, right? It is a very important thing. Hi Dhaval, how are you? Okay. Yes, a Zoom link for what, beta? Okay, so we will mainly focus on the water cycle, and then we will study about the different types of things or the different processes which are related with the water cycle, like evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. These are the three main things what are included with the water cycle. We will study all these things. So, what is evaporation? What is condensation? How they are how they are helping in the water cycle? We will study all these things, right? So these are the main focus of discussion in today's class, and then we will study how the cloud formation takes place, right? So mainly we will focus on the nature, how the water cycle takes place in the nature, and what are the uh, different methods or the different processes which are associated with this water cycle, right? So let's start. So let us recall some of the things which we have already studied in the previous session, like what do we celebrate on 22nd March? Can you tell me? Yes, Dhaval? Yes, beta. Or anybody else who is watching this video? I guess many of you are watching this video, right? Yes. Okay, so what do we celebrate on 22nd March? Think about why do we celebrate it, like for the sustainable management of the water, right? It is related for the sustainable management and the conservation of the fresh water mainly, so that we can use the water in our daily life, as well as we can also uh, as well as we can also uh, conserve them for the future uses, right? Yes, so the future generation will also get the proper amount of fresh water for their daily life activities, right? Very good, Dhaval. Yes, 22nd March is the World's Water Day. Okay, so here is the chat option. Jesse, you were writing everything in the chat option, na? So you just give me the answer over here. We will interact over here only, right? Okay. Now, chalo. So let us now find out what are the different uses of water. What are the different uses of water? Yes, Dhaval. Anybody else? Let me see who will give me the correct answer first today, and also who will give me the answers, most of the answers of today's class. I'll write their name at the end of the session. Yes? Okay. Yes, Dhaval. Anybody else? Can you tell me what are the different uses of water? Yes, or like for all the activities, whatever we do, if do from the very early morning till night, what are the how do we use the water in our daily life? Think and say. To clean water, to clean, to bath. Very good. Yes. Anything else? For cleaning, washing the clothes, washing the utensil, for taking bath, and yes, very good, very good. Yes, washing the cloth. Very good, Dhaval. Anything else? Gardening, brushing, right? Yes, for swimming also we need the water. So these are the different activities without which, means which need the water, without which we will not be able to survive at all. And also the very important thing is drinking, right? Never forget this. We need to drink at least 3 to 5 liters of water every day, right? For maintaining or performing all the vital activities, whatever activities or the chemical reactions are taking place within our body, right? Do you know that our body also consists of 70% of the water only, and the other 30% is the solid weight? Do you know that? Okay, so these are the different activities which are very much needed for doing all the like for the survival of all living organisms, right? Yes, very good. Chalo. Now, can you tell me what will be the answer of this question? Like, why do we think that Earth is the blue planet? Yes. Do you know that Earth is known as the blue planet and why? Yes, Anish. Hi, Anish. How are you? Okay, let me see who can give me this answer first. Why the Earth is known as the blue planet? Yes, if we see the Earth from the space, it seems to be blue in color, right? So, any idea why this Earth is blue in color, or from the space why it seems to be blue? Yes, very good, Dhaval, because 71% of the earth contains water. Very good, very good. Yes, so this is the main reason. So, most of the part of the earth's surface is filled up with water. So, if I think about the percentage, it will be 71%. Right, and if we think in fraction, so how much will be the fraction? Like three-fourth of the earth's surface is totally filled with water. Okay, but most of this water is the, yes, most of this water is the sea water or the ocean water. Okay, and very less amount of fresh water is available, which is actually available for our daily life usage. Okay, so we can say like this. It's a very famous quote from the very famous English poet St. Coleridge. He said, "Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink." Can you explain this quote? Anybody? Let me see who can explain this quote in the chat box. Okay, okay, so from your explanation only I want this answer. Okay, so think about, I'm again repeating the same code, that is water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Okay, so why the famous poet has said this like lines? Okay, so let me find it from you. Okay, so now can you tell me, by looking in this quote, and can you say that we drink the seawater directly? Yes. No, like I have already said that 71% of the Earth's surface is filled up with the water, but most of the water is the sea water or the ocean water. So we can say that these are the total salty water which are present in the sea and ocean, right? But we cannot drink this salty water, right? We can only drink the fresh water. So we have to depend upon the fresh water for drinking or the other different daily activities which we should do, right? So can you tell me, like, any way can we just convert this seawater into a daily usage water or a fresh water? Like, do the ocean play any role in supplying the water which we use in our daily life? Any idea? Yes, can we ever use this water in our daily life, this sea water? Like, you already have an idea that sea water play a very important role, or we can see the sea play a very important role for extracting the salt from it, right? So while extracting the salt will remain on the land, right? Yes, and something happens with the water. So what will happen? The evaporation, or we can say that the water will be converted into water vapor, and then it will go towards the atmosphere, right? It will be mixed in the atmosphere. Now let us find out with the help of, like, how it is happening. Okay, so with the help of another example. Okay, so have you ever seen that we give the clothes, the wet clothes, after washing the clothes in the under the sunlight, and how our clothes dry up in the sunlight? Can anybody tell me now? Like, how do the clothes dried up in the sunlight? Mainly, it takes a very little time during the summer season, and it takes a little bit larger time in case of the rainy season or the winter season, right? Yes. So how it takes place? Like when we wash the clothes, we after washing the clothes, we give the clothes to like just keep the clothes just after the under the sunlight, and just after 4 or 5 hours, we can see that it's totally dried up. How is it possible? Because the water, what is present within the clothes, they will go out or evaporate. Okay, they will just evaporate and mix with the atmosphere. Okay, so what will happen? The liquid water will be converted into the water vapor. क्लियर है सो द क्लोथ्स ड्राई मच क्विकर इन द वार्म सीजन जैसे मैंने ऑलरेडी बोला कि इट टेक्स प्लेस अ वेरी लिटिल टाइम ड्यूरिंग द समर सीजन बिकॉज द वाटर इवेपोरेट्स वेरी fast. Okay, so this process also occur in the nature. In the case of the sea water, when there is the sunlight falling on the sea water or the other water bodies, you can say the sea, ocean, pond, river, lake, whatever water bodies are there, so the sun rays fall on them, so the heat of the sun fall on them, and the surface, from the surface of all these water body, what will happen? The evaporation will take place, and the water from the surface of all these water body will be converted into water vapor. Okay, so these are the different forms of water, right? So all the different forms of water are present in the atmosphere, right? We can say the liquid form is there, gaseous form is there, as well as we can find out the sometimes during the snowfall we can find out the solid form of water also, right? So similarly, from the surface of the water evaporates and it will mix with the air, right? Now this mixing with the air, like the water vapor will be water will be converted into water vapor, again the water vapor will be condensed or converted into the tiny droplets of water, again it will come back on the ground, and again it will be collected within the different water bodies. Again the same thing will continuously repeat again and again to maintain all the different things within the ecosystem, right? So this cycle where the water will be converted into the various forms and it will just go on in a cyclic manner in the atmosphere, this is known as the water cycle, right? So water is present in all the three forms on the earth. Both all the three forms mean it will include the solid, liquid and the gaseous form. In the solid form we can find it as the hailstones, or we can the ice, snow, right? In the liquid form definitely the water, and the gaseous form definitely the water vapor. So these are the different forms of the water which are present on the earth's surface, right? So what do you mean by water cycle? Yes, so water cycle is the continuous circulation of the water in the earth's atmosphere. Fine. So if you get any question for 1 mark, like what do you mean by water cycle or what is water cycle, then what you have to write, that water cycle is a continuous circulation of water in the earth's atmosphere, and it involves the process of evaporation, condensation and precipitation. So we will distinctively study about what is evaporation, what is condensation and what is precipitation now. So is it totally clear that if you get a question for 1 mark, what is water cycle, what you have to write? Yeah. Now let me tell you, if you get the same question for 3 marks, what you have to include? Yes, for 3 marks answer, you have to write what is water cycle. Definitely, you have to write the definition first. That is the continuous circulation of water in the earth's surface is known as water cycle. Okay, this much you have to definitely write. Then you have to add more for getting full 3 marks. What you have to write? There you have to mention all the three processes, like how the water cycle takes place. Okay, so what will you write? Can you see over here, from the different water bodies, the first the evaporation will take place. Evaporation is what you have to mention, that the evaporation will be when the from the surface of the water bodies, when it is converted into water vapor, that is the evaporation. fine. Then it will go to the sky, and in the higher level of the atmosphere, when it will go and like meet the cold air over there, there will be condensed or condensation will happen to form the cloud. Okay, and in the third step, when the cloud will be very heavy, so that it will not be able to hold up that much amount of water droplets, what will happen? It will come down again on the surface of the earth as precipitation. It will include precipitation, will include all the different types of precipitation, whether it is the rainfall or hail, or we can say like the snowfall. Okay, it depends upon what is the temperature of the atmosphere, or yeah, in which region the precipitation is taking place, right? So this whole cycle you have to mention in 3 marks answer. So up to this much, have you got an idea what is the water cycle, how to write the answer of what is water cycle in both the 1 mark question and 3 mark question? Yes, up to this much clear hai na? Chalo. Now let us study about all the different terms which we have already mentioned in the water cycle. Okay, one by one we will study all these things. What are they? Evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Clear hai? Chalo. So let's start with the evaporation. So this is the very first step of the water cycle. Right. So what will take place in the evaporation? It is the process in which the liquid changes into water vapor. Very important point. Please write it down. Liquid form of the water will be changed into vapor form. Okay. So when there are the different water in the water bodies, we can say when the sun's ray fall on the water bodies, when the sun's heat fall on the water body, what will happen? The surface of the water body will become heated and it will start evaporating up. Okay, so the water will turn into water vapor and it will be mixed with the atmosphere, right? It will mix with the air around that region. It and as we know that the warm air goes up, so it will carry the water vapor upper in the upper side or the upper level of the atmosphere. Clear hai? So this turning or converting the water, the liquid water into water vapor is known as evaporation. Clear hai? So please write down the definition of evaporation. Yes, I guess you have already studied this evaporation in chemistry also. Like the same thing happen in the nature, right? So this is the evaporation. Now let's come back to the condensation. The second step of the water cycle is condensation. Now as I have already said that the water is converted into water vapor and it is going upward, right? So when it is going upward in the upper level of the atmosphere, the air is very cold. Okay, so it is a cold area, and when this water will come in, water vapor will come in contact with the cold situation or the cold air, what will happen? Condensation will take place. That means the water vapor, that gaseous water vapor will now converted into liquid water. Okay, when it is cooled down. The same thing you just think about a situation like when there is the different water bottles present or cold drink bottle present in the refrigerator. Okay, so after like 4 or 5 hours, if you just take the bottle outside, have you ever noticed that the very small tiny droplets are formed on the cold drink bottle or the water bottle? Yes, have you ever seen these types of things, these very tiny water droplets on the cold drink bottle or the water bottle are there? Why is it happening? Because there is the warm air having the water vapor around it, right? So when this water vapor is coming in contact with the cold thing or the cold bottle, what will happen? The gaseous water vapor will be condensed to form the liquid water, and we will find out these tiny water droplets on the cold drink can or the cold drink bottles or the like right the cold water bottle, right? So this process of conversion of the gaseous water into the liquid water or the gaseous water vapor into liquid water is known as the condensation. So the same thing happen in case of nature also. So what will happen? Obviously the water vapor will evaporate and it will go to the higher level of the atmosphere. Now after going to very high level of the atmosphere, when the surrounding temperature is very cold, what will happen? The water vapor will form very small tiny droplets over there. Okay, very small tiny droplets over there, and it is forming what? Can you say over here by looking in the picture which I am drawing? What are they forming? Yes, they are forming the cloud. Okay, so they will start forming the cloud by the process of condensation at the upper surface of the atmosphere. Right now, the very nice, very like soft, we can say clouds are formed over there by the process of condensation. Right? Okay. Now just think about, let me give you one activity. If we place two bowls of water, right? One in the sunlight, under the sunlight, and one in the shade. Okay. And both the bowl is like having the equal amount of water. So what will happen to those two bowl of water? Can you tell me, anybody? Yes. Please tell me in the chat box that whether the water will evaporate in both the bowl or from any one bowl, or there will be evaporation equal in both the cases, in both the bowl, or there will be some unequal evaporation will be taking place. Let me see. See, you can go through this picture also. There are the two bowls having the equal amount of water kept, and one is kept under the sunlight. You can see over here the sunlight is falling over here, and another one is kept just beside it where there is a shady region. Okay. Yes. So what will happen in both the cases? Will the evaporation take place equally or unequally, or from both the bowls, or only from one bowl? Let me see who can give me the correct answer first. Yes, Arnesh. Yes, Dhaval. Yes, Sailendra, unequal. Very good, beta. Very good. So, unequal means how it will be unequal. Also, if you can specifically tell me, like in from which bowl the evaporation will be more, and in which bowl the evaporation will be very slow and very less. Yes, definitely unequal. You are so correct. Yes, let me see whether the evaporation will be like more in any one case, in and definitely in which case the evaporation will be very fast and more, and in which case the evaporation will be very slow, or we can see very little amount of water has been evaporated. Yes, sunlight more. Very good, Sailendra. Very good. So wherever the water, the sunlight is falling on the water, okay, so evaporation rate will be very high over here, and more water will be evaporated over here, right? And the water bowl which is kept under the shade, there the evaporation definitely will take place, but in a very slow rate, and a very less amount of water will be evaporated, right? So same thing happen in case of the nature also. So evaporation takes place on the sun, dependent on the sunlight, and when the sun's heat fall on the water bodies, evaporation takes place from the surface of the different water bodies. Now, do you know that water also get evaporated from the plant? Do you have any idea by the process of what, or do you have any idea about the name of the process from where the evaporation takes place from the plant body? Yes, any idea how evaporation takes place in the plant body? Think about the situation like while we are bathing with the hot water, or we can see the during the boiling water, the smoke goes out, right? The water is converted into the water vapor, right? So over here, in case of the plants also, there is a different type of process where the water vapor, like the water whatever is present within the plant body, they go towards the leaves and the other aerial parts of the plant, and they are again converted into the water vapor, and they go out in the atmosphere. Right, very good, silent. Right, is the transpiration. Very good, great, great. So by the process of transpiration, the water, whatever is present, the excess water we can say, will be released into the atmosphere through the stomata. Stomata are the very tiny, tiny pores which are present mostly in the leaves, as you already know, right? So through the stomata, what will happen? The gaseous exchange takes place, right? As well as transpiration takes place. Okay. So what is transpiration? The process through which the plant release the excess water. Whatever water is needed for the photosynthesis, they just use it up, and whatever excess water is present which is not needed by the plant body, they give it out as the form of water vapor through the different stomata. Okay, the stomata, and this process of evaporating the water or giving out the water, or we can say the loss of water through the aerial parts of the plant body, is known as the transpiration. Clear hai? So got the idea how evaporation takes place from the water bodies as well as evaporation takes place in the plant body. We call it as a different, with a different name, that is the transpiration. So till now we have already studied about the three main types of processes which are included with the water cycle. One is the evaporation. I think you were totally clear about the concept, right? Secondly, we have studied about the condensation, and thirdly we have studied about the transpiration which takes place in the plant bodies, right? Chalo. So let me give you one fact that 1 kilogram of wheat evaporate 500 liters of water. Can you imagine? Yes, so from 1 kilogram of like wheat, the water holding capacity is more over here, and we can see that 500 liters of water can be evaporated from here. Okay. Now, I have already mentioned before the process, the second step or the second process which takes place in the water cycle, that is the condensation. So, why do you think so that why drops of the water come on the outer surface of the glass or the outer surface of the cold drink bottle or can, if we keep it out of the refrigerator for like for some time? Yes, can you give me a proper explanation to this question? Yes, Sailendra. Yes, Dhaval. Anybody can give me the explanation, why do you see the drop of the water came on the outer surface of the glass, or the same thing happen in case like after cooking anything, when we keep it on keep a lid on the bowl where the food is there, the hot food is there, after some time when we will open the lid, we can find the very small small water droplets on the lid also, right? Yes, very good, Sailendra. It is due to the process of condensation. ठीक है? So what is condensation? When the water vapor comes in contact with the cold air, what will happen? It will be condensed, or it will be converted into the liquid droplets of water, and this process is known as condensation. Very good, Sailendra. You are totally correct. So I guess I'll have to write your name definitely on the screen at the end of the session, and also I'll request everyone to write down the answer, whatever question I'm asking, or any idea if you want to share regarding this topic in the chat box, so that I'll write down all your names. Okay, chalo. So this is due to the condensation. So the same thing happen in the nature, as I've already said, in the water cycle. As the air will go up and up, in the water vapor will go upper level of the atmosphere, what will happen in the very high very upper most layer, where the air is totally cold, so the water vapor will come in contact with the cold air and it will be converted into the water droplets, right? So the water vapor will now become the liquid form of the water, right? And this conversion is known as the process of condensation. Now, when it will go towards the upper surface and it will form the cloud by the process of condensation, it will remain as the cloud. Okay. Now when it will hold a huge amount of water, and it is so huge that the cloud will not be able to hold that much heavy amount of water droplets, what will happen? It will begin to fall, and it will fall on the earth surface again in the form of precipitation, right? So what are the different types of precipitation? We can say the rainwater. Sometimes it happens, it will fall as the hailstone. Sometimes it falls as the snow, right? It depends upon the temperature of a proper region, of a particular region. Okay, so this is the third step of the water cycle. So first, what happened? Evaporation takes place, so the water will be converted into water vapor. Then after going to the upper layer of the atmosphere, what will happen? Condensation will take place, that is the formation of the cloud. So what will happen over there? The water vapor will be converted into liquid droplets of water. And in the third step, what will happen? The heavy cloud will try to release the water. When it will not be able to hold that much amount of water in the cloud, it will again come down on the earth's surface as precipitation. So it will include, it will fall as a rain or the hailstone or the snowfall, right? So this is the whole total water cycle. So if you get a question for the water cycle for 3 mark, you have to give the proper definition of the water cycle, as well as you have to mention all these 3 steps in short. Like water in the form of the vapor, it will first evaporate and it will go up. Now then, due to the cold air coming in contact with the cold air in the upper surface of the atmosphere, the water will be condensed, and condensation will take place, which will form the clouds. And when the clouds will become so much heavy that it will not be able to hold that much amount of water, it will again fall down on the earth's surface as the rain or hail or snow, and that process is known as precipitation. Clear hai? So these are the 3 main steps of water cycle: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Clear hai? For 3 mark answer, you have to mention all these 3 steps. And then definitely after precipitation, it will be collected in the water bodies, the different water bodies. So you can again add another 4th step, that is the collection. Okay, now just after the collection, again the same thing will repeat again and again. That is, again from the water bodies, what will happen? Evaporation will take place. Clear hai? And this total cycle is known as the water cycle. I guess you have already got an idea what is water cycle. If you have any question, please write it in the chat box. Chalo. Now let us go to the next step of today's session, that is the formation of the cloud. So till now you have already got an idea what is evaporation, condensation and precipitation, right? So it will be very easy for you to remember what is cloud and how cloud is formed. Hi Manda, how are you? Okay, so as we go higher and higher, what will happen? Generally, when we go from the plain region towards the mountain, up in the mountain, what do we get? The temperature or the climatic condition of the mountainous region is very cold, right? So the same thing happen definitely when the water vapor will go upward again and again in the higher level of the atmosphere. What will happen? The cold air is present in the upper atmosphere. Good afternoon, Manda. Yes, so cold air is present in the upper atmosphere, and when the water vapor will come in contact with the cold atmosphere, it will be converted into the water droplets, right? So the water vapor will be converted into the water droplets. Clear hai na? So now what will happen? So how the water vapor will be converted into water droplets? Let me see who can give me the correct answer. By which process? Yes, water droplets or the liquid water. Which process is needed for the conversion of the water vapor into water droplet? Let me see. Yes. Okay. Okay, your name is Yash. Hi, Yash. Okay. So, then when it will be converted into the very tiny water droplets, what will happen? It seems to be the it is floating in the air and it appears to us as the cloud, right? So this is how the cloud formation takes place. Very good, Sailendra. The process which takes place for the conversion of the water vapor to the water droplet is condensation. Very good. So the condensation process will take place for the formation of this cloud, right? Okay, very good. So this is how the formation of the cloud takes place. Clear hai? In the upper level of the atmosphere. Okay, very good. So I guess all of you have already subscribed our channel in YouTube, right? So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will be updated with all the classes of Swiflearn. Okay? Okay. Chalo. Into water droplets. Yes, yes, Sailendra, very good. Now let us move on to the different forms of the water. What we see, the various form of the water on the earth's surface. So what are the different form of the water? Solid, liquid and gas, right? So these are the three main forms of the water which we find in the earth's surface. Okay, so also we have studied about the conversion of these different forms in the atmosphere, right? So how the solid will be converted into the liquid? Yes, any idea? Melting. Okay, the process by which the solid is converted into liquid is melting. So if you just very good, Yash, you have subscribed. Thank you. So if you keep the ice, if you take some ice from your refrigerator and keep it outside in the room temperature, after some time you will find that it will be melted, right? So this process is known as melting. Now when the liquid will be converted into gas, what is the process? Yes, when the liquid will be converted into gas, what is the process? We have already mentioned over here. We have studied in today's session, that is evaporation. Okay, just the opposite process. What is that? When the gas will be again form the liquid, what is that called? Yes, that is known as. Very good, Sailandra. Okay. So this is condensation. Very good. Very good. It is the condensation. And when the liquid will be converted into the solid, what is it called? Yeah. Yes, yes. Very good, Yashika. Very good. Condensation. And the last one, when the liquid will be converted into solid, what is it called? The process of. Let me see who can give me the correct answer first. Yes. Okay, so think about freezing. Very good. Exactly. This is freezing, or it also have another name, that is solidification. Okay. So when we will keep the water inside the deep refrigerator, what will happen? It will freeze to form the ice, right? Yes, that is freezing or solidification, right? This is the process. So we have already studied about the various forms of water in atmosphere, as well as we have already studied about the different process with which the different forms of the water is converted from one state to the another state, right? Right, very good. Now let us quickly discuss some of the fun facts. Yes, Manda, you are also correct. That is freezing. So, human can also be the source of the evaporation. Do you know? And think of the steam also from the hot shower, or like you have seen the smoke comes out, right? During the winter season, also mainly we generally see these types of things, and also the boiling water. What do we see? Due to the evaporation, the water is becoming the water vapor, right? Yes. So the rate of the evaporation decreases when the humidity levels are high near the source of the water. So you already have an idea what is humidity, I guess. Humidity is the amount of water vapor which is present in the atmosphere. Right. So whenever the humidity is more, the evaporation will decrease. Why? Oh, sorry, sorry, Yash. Yeah, you heard Yash. I'm very sorry. Yeah. So Why the humidity, whenever the humidity is more, the evaporation rate will be less, because the air is already having that much amount of water vapor in it, right? There is no that much capacity of the air to hold more and more water vapor, and that is why the evaporation rate becomes reduced, or uh, it decreases, right? Okay. And the third one is clouds can hold millions of gallons of water, right? So you can note it down, these fun facts about the water and the water cycle. Okay. So let me give you one challenge of the day. Let me find out who can give me the correct answer for this one. That is the term bleeding. Have you ever heard of the bleeding? Yeah, bleeding takes place from our body if you have any sort of injury, right? So the same type of bleeding takes place in the plant, but obviously the blood will not come out because the blood vessels and all the blood is not present, hemoglobin is not present, so the red colored blood will not come out from the plant body. So if you have any idea about bleeding in plants, please explain it in the chat box. Let me see who can give me a correct idea of bleeding in plants. Okay. Now let us move on to some activity. Let us solve some of the question answers regarding this chapter. Let me see who can give me the correct answer of this question. This is the filling the blanks. Dash is the falling of water drops from the sky. So you have to mention the name of the process over here. Okay. So, which process is like the falling of the water drops from the sky called? What is the name of the process? So, it can be like in any state of water, it can be in the liquid form, it can be in the solid form, or it can be. Very good, Sailendra. The saps come out. Exactly. Very good. So, you are totally correct. Okay, so what happens if you have any sort of injury in the plant body? If you just cut a small portion of the stem or the leaf, what will happen? There is a continuous supply of the water and the salts inside the like inside the plant body, right? Continuously, the xylem and phloem is carrying the water and the minerals, है ना? So what will happen, that water we call as the water sap. Okay, that is a mixture of the water and the various salts which are present within the plant body. So if you just injure any part of the stem or the leaf or any vital part of the plant body, what will happen, a juice like thing or sap like thing will come out. That process is known as bleeding in plants. Clear, eh? Very good. So definitely, Yash, Sailendra, yes, rain is the correct answer. And also, if we think about the process, so it will be better if you write precipitation, right? We can also write precipitation or rainfall. Definitely, your answer is also correct, right? Now, let us move on to the next question. The process of changing the water into water vapor is called the vaporization. Is it true or false? Let me see who can give me the correct answer. Yes, Island Rao, the next live class will be tomorrow only. Okay. Yes. At the same time from 2 to 3, and also you go through the other live classes also of the different subjects. Yes. So continuously you can like get the information about all the Swiflearn classes. Okay. Chalo. So let me see, it will be true or false. Very good. It is true. Yes. The water to water vapor, when it is converting, it is known as vaporization or evaporation, right? Same three. Chalo. Now let us move on to the third question, which is a result of the condensation of water vapor. Yes, what will be the result of the condensation of the water vapor? Will it be the hail or snowfall or tiny water droplets or the rain? Yes, let me see. Hail, snowfall, tiny water droplets or rain. What is the result of the condensation of the water vapor? When the water vapor will be converted into water, that is the process of condensation. Think about it. Just remind the process in your mind and tell me. Yes, yes, yes. Hail comes under the precipitation. Yeah, true. Snowfall comes under the precipitation. Yes, okay. Rain also comes under the precipitation. So what will form during the condensation? It will be the tiny water droplets. Very good, Sailendra. Very good. Yes. So this will be the tiny water droplets, right? Now let us move on to the fourth question. So here are the different filling the blanks. You have to see and give me the correct answer over here. Okay, so the first sentence is saying the continuous circulation of the water in the Earth's atmosphere. What is it called? What is the continuous circulation of the water in the Earth's atmosphere is known as? Let me see. Very good. Yash, you are also correct for the last answer. So let me find out what are the answers for these questions. Second is the process of turning of the liquid into vapor is called dash. And the third one you have to find out water in ocean, lake and pond gets evaporated due to what? Yes, very good. So, the continuous circulation of the water in the Earth's atmosphere is water cycle. Very good, Sailandra. Let us move on to the second question. Yes, Yash, very good, very good. Second question is the process of turning of the liquid into vapor is called. Yes, it has two names. We have mentioned it, right? Vaporation or vaporization or evaporation. Very good. So, the turning of the liquid water into vapor is known as the evaporation. Very good, Sailendra. Okay. And let us move on to the last question. Water in ocean, lakes, and pond gets evaporated due to what? Atmospheric heat. Very good. Yes, Sailandra. Yes, Yash, you were also correct. Chalo. So, let us see. Let us check whether you have got how many marks. Both of you have already got 6 out of 6. Very good. All the answers were correct. Okay. So it's almost the end of the class and let me find out who have given me the correct answer first in this session. We will write down the names of those students. So students of the session. Let me see who are the student of the session of today's session. One first name I would like to write is Sailendra. A very nice clap for Sailendra. Everyone clap for Sailendra. And second one is Yash. Everyone clap for Yash also. Very good. So both of you are the students of the session. Okay. So stay with us like this. Okay. So let us see what we have already studied in today's session. We have already discussed about the water cycle. Right, the definition of the water cycle, how to write the water cycle in the various questions, right? For 1 mark, how to write, for 3 mark, how to write, what are the different things you have to mention, and if it comes for the 5 mark question now you have to write you have to draw the diagram of the water cycle. Clear hai? Now coming to the next thing which we have already studied, that is the evaporation. What is evaporation? The process of conversion of the water into water vapor is known as evaporation. Then we have studied about the condensation. This is the process by which the water vapor converts back into water is called the condensation. And finally, we have already studied about the cloud formation, right? How the cloud formation takes place. Thank you, beta. Thank you, Yash. Thank you, Sailendra. Very nicely given me the answers. Thanks a lot for being with Swiflearn and being with me, okay, in the session. So these are the different things which we have already mentioned or we have discussed in today's session. So let it be up to this much. Thank you for being with Swiflearn. We will again meet in the next session. So as you have already subscribed our channel, those who have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you can get all the upcoming update of the session of Swiflearn. So stay with Swiflearn and like, comment and share with your friends and family members, right? So thank you very much for today's session and we will again meet in the next session. So till then, bye bye, take care, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.